My dear child, childhood signs that indicate you were picked from the start. From the first breath to the timid steps of infancy, some of us bear an invisible imprint, a quiet summons that resonates throughout the years. It's as if the Creator has always carved out a distinct route for us, leaving hints along the way. These tiny indicators indicate that we were picked for a specific mission, a supernatural purpose beyond our immediate comprehension. Consider this. Have you ever felt odd, as if you were carrying a secret that you couldn't completely understand? This sensation of uniqueness, rather than being a burden, might be the first sign that your life has been touched by a heavenly hand, preparing you for an incredible destiny. The selected often have a heightened awareness of their surroundings from a young age. It's as if their senses were tuned to a different frequency, detecting subtleties that others miss. Perhaps you recall instances as a youngster when you felt intimately linked to something higher, something you couldn't articulate but knew existed. This unique relationship might appear in a variety of ways. Some selected children exhibit tremendous empathy, experiencing the feelings of others as if they were their own. Others may have intense dreams or premonitions that, years later, prove to be very correct. There are also people who, from an early age, feel compelled to serve, to make a difference in the world, while not understanding how. One of the most prevalent characteristics of the selected is a distinct spiritual sensitivity. Do you recall talking to God as if He were right there by you? Perhaps you had moments of inner tranquility among pandemonium, as if an unseen presence wrapped you in its protecting arms. These moments are not coincidences, they are demonstrations of divine love, reminding you that you are never alone on your path. Often, the selected experience unusual hardships throughout their youth. They may feel misunderstood by their peers or even family members. This sense of not belonging, although unpleasant, serves a deeper purpose. It changes character, builds resilience, and, most importantly, lays the groundwork for a better knowledge of the human experience. After all, how can you be a light of hope without first crossing rough waters? It's important to remember that being selected does not guarantee a life devoid of problems. On the contrary, it often entails greater problems, since great talents come with big obligations. However, these obstacles bring with them an unfathomable inner power, a tenacity that defies sense. Have you ever encountered situations when, against all difficulties, you discovered strength you didn't know you possessed? This is another indication that a higher power is at work in your life. As we mature, these indications may become more obvious or, ironically, more subtle. The world attempts to shape us into established patterns, yet something within us refuses. This resistance is not rebellion, but rather the expression of our divine destiny, which is fighting to show itself. If you can relate to these events, it's conceivable that God has touched you and marked you for a special path. However, remember that identifying these indications is just the first step. The true struggle, as well as the true delight, is to embrace this calling and live our lives in accordance with our divine destiny. At this time, we ask you to reflect on your own path. If the words spoken here touched your heart, if you believe your life has been directed by an unseen hand, know that you are not alone. A community of like-minded minds is eager to welcome you, share your stories, and help you develop in your religion. If you believe in God and want to learn more about the signs He shows in our life, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Together, we may solve the secrets of the divine summons and encourage one another on this spiritual path. As we continue our investigation of the indications that identify the selected, it is vital to realize that each path is unique. The indicators we see as children are just the beginning of a much greater tale that will develop over the course of our lifetime. Each chapter presents fresh insights, difficulties, and, most importantly, opportunity to deepen our faith and knowledge. A interesting part of the chosen one's path is how apparently unrelated childhood occurrences take on new significance in light of the divine summons. That imaginary buddy you spoke with may have been more genuine than you realized, a spiritual guide sent to protect and advise you. Those moments of loneliness on the playground, when you felt out of place among other children, may have been chances to create a deeper connection with the divine, preparing you for future times when you would need that connection. Many selected ones recall instances of unexplainable protection as children. Perhaps you remember being in a perilous scenario and nearly escaping, as if an unseen hand had dragged you away at the last second. These are not coincidences, they are physical expressions of God's protecting presence in your life, indicating that you are being kept for a bigger reason. It is normal to feel a sense of wonder and responsibility when we consider these clues and experiences. After all, being selected is not a passive luxury, but rather an invitation to action. It is an invitation to live a life of purpose in accordance with the divine intent. If you felt God's presence in your life since you were a youngster, we ask you to join us on this journey. Please leave a remark below with Amen so that we may all pray and be grateful for this wonderful calling. Your experiences might be the beacon that leads another brother or sister on their own path of discovery. As we go on our path of self-discovery, it is critical to recognize that the indicators of being selected are not extravagant or dramatic representations. Often, the little nuances of our everyday life hold the most profound truths. It's as if the Creator talked to us in whispers rather than thunders. Consider how you felt as a youngster, drawn to tales about heroes and martyrs. While other youngsters were captivated by fairy tales, you may have been attracted with stories of heroes who transformed the world by their faith and bravery. This early interest in inspirational personalities might indicate that you are destined to make a difference, to shine a light in a world frequently shrouded in uncertainty and fear. Another typical characteristic of the selected is an ardent interest for spiritual and existential issues. Do you recall asking grown-ups questions that left them perplexed? Questions concerning the meaning of life, the existence of God, or the significance of suffering. This need for spiritual understanding, which appears at an early age, is a strong indication of a soul destined to explore higher truths. Many chosen ones recall experiencing periods of clarity or understanding that seem to be beyond their years, even as children. Perhaps you've experienced times when solutions to hard issues just popped in your head, or when you were able to console an adult with words that seemed to come from wisdom beyond your years. These moments of heavenly inspiration are priceless indicators of a unique calling. It's crucial to understand that being selected does not imply being flawless. On the contrary, it often involves significant internal fights. You may have had significant doubts about your religion or your purpose from a young age. These spiritual fights, far from being a sign of weakness, are a true test of strength. They cultivate a robust character and unwavering faith, both of which will be required to accomplish your divine mission. As we mature, the indicators of our calling may become more obvious, but also more difficult to follow. The contemporary society, with its continual diversions and ideals that are sometimes diametrically opposed to spiritual ones, might attempt to drown out the heavenly voice that leads us. At this time, many chosen ones confront their most difficult challenge, remaining loyal to their calling in the face of pressure to comply. If you can relate with this problem, know that you are not alone. Many people before you have been through this valley of choosing and emerged stronger, more committed to their mission. In these moments of decision, our free will connects with the divine design, resulting in a strong synergy that can move mountains. Remember that every obstacle you confront, every moment of uncertainty or anxiety, is a chance for progress. These are the moments that prepare us for the big things we are meant to do. Trials enhance our faith and character, just as fire refines gold. If you feel that your life has been full of tests and trials, consider the possibility that you are being prepared for something big. Each hurdle surmounted is a step closer to your divine destiny. Each lesson you learn is a tool that will help you complete your quest. In this period of thought, we ask you to go beyond merely reading. If the words spoken here have touched your heart, and you believe that your life has been directed by a divine hand, then join us on this journey of discovery and purpose. Subscribing to our channel connects you to a community of like-minded folks who are all trying to understand and live their spiritual purpose. Together, we can go further into our chosen signs and encourage one another on our particular journeys. As we continue our investigation into the indications that identify the selected from infancy, it is important to remember that identifying these signals is just the beginning. The true difficulty and delight are in living according to that calling, allowing it to impact our choices, relationships, and worldview. Many selected ones described feeling more responsible than their age group from a young age. Perhaps you felt driven to look after others, resolve disagreements, or protect the weaker ones on the playground. This urge for compassion and justice is a significant indicator of a heart in tune with divine purpose. Another prevalent characteristic of the chosen's path is a strong connection to nature. Do you recall instances in your youth when you felt completely at ease with the natural world around you? Perhaps you had a profound feeling of tranquility when viewing a sunset, or you sensed an unexplainable connection with animals. This accomplishment to creation serves as a reminder of our connection to the Creator, as well as an indication that we were created for something bigger than ourselves. Doubts are unavoidable as we go through life. You could question yourself, why me? What makes my experience so unique? It's crucial to remember that being selected does not make us superior to others, rather, it gives us more responsibility. Each of us plays a unique part in the divine plan, and recognizing our calling is the first step toward fulfilling it. If these words have impacted you, and you see indicators of a divine calling in your own life, please like this video. This modest gesture is more than simply a method to support our work, it is also an affirmation of your own spiritual path and recognition of the divine calling in your life. Remember that the chosen one's path is about development rather than perfection. Every step we make toward our divine mission is a win. Every time we choose love over hatred, forgiveness over bitterness, and trust over fear, we are fulfilling our calling. As we end our investigation of the indicators that distinguish the selected from infancy, keep in mind that recognizing these signals is just the beginning of a beautiful journey, one of self-discovery, spiritual development, and good effect on the world around us. Being selected is both an honor and a big responsibility. It is a call to live a purposeful, loving, and service-oriented life. It's an invitation to be a light of hope in a world frequently shrouded in despair. If you recognize the indicators we've covered, and you believe your life has been led by an unseen hand from infancy, know that you are not alone. There's a whole community of like-minded people eager to greet you and assist you on your journey. We welcome you to continue on this adventure with us. Subscribe to our channel for more inspirational material and practical advice on how to live according to your divine purpose. We may explore the depths of our mission together and change the world one day at a time. Always remember that you were picked not because you are flawless, but because you are ideally fitted to a certain task. Accept your calling, live your truth, and let the divine light inside you shine on the world. May God's love and peace accompany you every step of your path as a chosen one. Amen. As we consider the indicators that identify the selected from childhood, it's vital to remember that this process of discovery never ends. Every day comes fresh insights, difficulties, and chances to strengthen our faith and purpose. One intriguing facet of the chosen one's existence is how prior occurrences take on new significance in light of our vocation. That instructor who seemed to understand you better than everyone else, perhaps they were an angel in disguise, come to guide you at a critical time. The book that happened to fall into your hands and transformed your life perspective, possibly a supernatural intervention guiding you in the proper direction. Many chosen ones describe feeling prepared for something bigger as early as infancy. Perhaps you experienced recurrent dreams that seemed to convey profound lessons, or you were attracted to tales of great spiritual leaders and social reformers. These early interests are not coincidences, they are seeds sown by the Creator that will blossom in due time. It is important to remember that being selected does not imply that your life will be without hardship or challenges. In fact, it often indicates the reverse. The selected often undergo unusual obstacles aimed at strengthening their faith and character. You may have suffered severe losses at a young age or encountered events that put your faith to the test. These experiences, although unpleasant, are similar to the fire that refines gold, purifying it and increasing its value. Always remember that your hardships are not punishments, but rather preparations. Each hurdle you conquered demonstrates your tenacity and the presence of divine grace in your life. These experiences prepare you to fulfill your particular destiny in the world. As we mature, the indicators of our calling may become more subtle, but no less potent. Perhaps you've seen a pattern of coincidences in your life, unexpected contacts that lead to fresh chances at just the right time. These are modest reminders that an unseen hand is directing your steps and synchronizing your life with the divine purpose. One of the most lovely elements of being selected is the capacity to see the remarkable in the everyday. Others see happenstance, but you see purpose. Others see issues, but you see chances for development and service. This one-of-a-kind viewpoint is a valuable asset, enabling you to be a force for change and hope in a world that might seem chaotic and meaningless at times. If you agree with this viewpoint, and believe that your life has been a sequence of divinely choreographed occurrences, we ask you to share your story. Please leave a remark below with the word gratitude so that we may all enjoy the great journey of being God's chosen one. It's crucial to remember that being selected does not make us superior to others. Rather, it gives us more responsibility. We are asked to shine light in a world that is often darkened by uncertainty and fear. Each act of kindness, word of encouragement, and gesture of love reflects the divine purpose in our lives. As we go on our trip, we must retain a humble and grateful mindset. Remember that your abilities and talents are not for your personal benefit, but to serve others and praise the Creator. This surrender leads to our genuine satisfaction and purpose. Being selected also entails ongoing development and learning. Do not be scared to question and seek answers to life's major questions. Your spiritual curiosity is evidence of your relationship to the divine, reflecting God's desire to reveal Himself to you in ever deeper ways. At the same time, it is critical to strike a balance between spiritual pursuit and practical application. The selected are called not just to think, but to act. Your thoughts and experiences are tremendous instruments for changing the world around you. Use them with wisdom, compassion, and insight. Remember that your path as a chosen one is not unique. You are a member of a worldwide community of like-minded individuals, each working in their own unique manner to bring more light and love into the world. Connect with others who share your vision and mission. We can do much more together than we can on our own. If this message inspires you, if you identify the signals of a divine calling inside yourself, we ask you to take the next step in your spiritual path. Subscribe to our channel to learn more about the secrets of the divine calling and connect with other seekers like you. We may help one another, exchange ideas, and get a better knowledge of God's purpose for our lives by working together. As we end our investigation of the indications that identify us as chosen from infancy, it's vital to realize that recognizing these signals is just the beginning. The true difficulty and delight are found in living up to that calling every day. Every morning as you wake up, realize that you were picked for a reason. Every contact, choice, and moment is a chance to live out that purpose in the world. Live intentionally, love with compassion, and serve with humility. Do not be frightened to show your light. It does not lessen anybody else's. On the contrary, it encourages people to discover their own inner light. Be fearless in your pursuit for the truth. Be sensitive with your words and deeds. Stand steady in your beliefs. Always remember that you were picked not because you are flawless, but because you are ideally qualified to fulfill a certain role. Your flaws, problems, and uncertainties are all part of who you are and how you connect with and support others. As you continue on your path as a chosen one, keep your heart open for heavenly signs and direction. They are all about you, whispering in soft breezes, gleaming in strangers' smiles, and reverberating in times of quiet. Learn to listen with your heart, to see with faith's eyes, and, when you feel lost or overwhelmed, recall the Lord's words: the Lord will always guide you, He will provide for your needs in a scorched land and strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, a spring whose waters never run dry. Isaiah 58:11. May these words serve as a light of hope and encouragement throughout your path. May you continue to develop in knowledge and grace, achieving the goal for which you were selected from the start. And thus, my friends, we finish our investigation into the evidence that indicate we were selected from the start. Remember, this is not the end, but rather a fresh beginning. Every day is a chance to uncover and confirm your spiritual calling. May God's love and peace accompany you every step of your path as a chosen one. May you continue to be a light in the world, a mirror of divine love, a catalyst for change and hope. And don't forget that your narrative matters. Your experiences may be the beacon that leads another brother or sister on their own path of discovery. Share your journey. Inspire others. Join a community of faith and purpose. God bless you richly on your path as a selected person. Amen.